Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. I have a quick little card that is just so happy and sunshiny. I just had to share it with y'all. So I am using the red rubber sunflower stamp, of course, from Whimsy, and I have stamped it out in Nocturne VersaFine Clair ink, and then I used just some clear embossing powder. You could stamp and emboss this pretty much in any color that you want. It would be beautiful in white or in gold. Yeah, you could use this in so many different ways, but I just wanted to go with the traditional sunflower stamped in black and watercolored, as you can see I'm doing. Now this palette I purchased off of Amazon. It is a Gonzai Tombi. It's Gonzai Tombi. I think it's a 36 full pan set, and I love it. You could use anything though. You could just, squish out some ink and use the ink as watercolor pigment. You could color it with your alcohol ink markers or watercolor pencils or regular colored pencils. Whatever you wanted to do, you could do. Like, it's very versatile, and the sky's the limit. You could make it pink, you could make it purple, you could make it whatever color you want. But like I said, I'm just going traditional sunny. Sunny is one of my favorite flowers, and they just make me smile, and I am ready for spring. I'm ready for summer. And I saw another Whimsy Stamps design team member use this stamp last week, and I was just so inspired by the way she colored it and what her project ended up looking like. I will try to remember to link to her project as well. But yeah, I knew that I had to play with it. And so in that process, I knew that I wanted to share it with you. So I am just, like I always say, just down and dirty with my painting. I never do anything particularly special, but I will always say that it's about layers. Yeah, you add one layer, you allow it to dry a little bit, you add another layer, and when I'm working in one place that's wet and I want to add something else, I will go to another place that's dry that isn't right next to the wet area. I don't know if that made any sense or not, but I will like skip a space, if that makes sense, so that the wet area that I just finished does not bleed into the new wet area that I'm working on. And that didn't really reflect on the screen very much, but that is very much my thought process while I'm working. So I did hit this with the heat tool just to speed along that drying process. And then I'm just using some of the same colored paints that I painted the flower with to make the splashes. And there's a gold in this watercolor palette. It's in the top left. You can't see it. Sadly, there's actually two golds, and both of them are off the screen. But I also pulled out my starry colors. So once all the splatters dried, then I decided I wanted to add a little bit of fun to the background. So I'm using the scratchy plaid background. And of course, you can see I'm just adding some watercolor paint to it. And then there on the left, I also have the vintage script background stamp. You guys have seen me use that a million times. It may well be my most used stamp from Whimsy. But I just laid down the wet watercolor paint, and then I added some more water to it because I really want that really fluid watercolor look to the areas where I'm laying this down. I think it looks so cool, and it just adds so much interest to that background. So there I added the scratchy plaid, and here I'm going to do the exact same thing with the vintage script and just laying down some watercolor quick and dirty, and it rinses right off. You can take the stamps to your sink and just rinse them off, and I just typically leave mine on the counter to dry overnight. So again, my paint was already pretty wet, but I added some more water to it just to make sure I got that loosey-goosey watercolor look, and just, doing some little free range stamping there, if you will, just to get that fun background effect. And I think it's really fun. Again, hit it with the heat tool, and then I went into my my colored cardstock stash, and I die cut out the hello background in green, and then the word hello in a fun summer sun, kind of sunny sunflower yellow. Popped all of the letters up on a little bit of foam tape and then adhered them to the shadow, and then I used the A2 antique frames dies to create that little inside for the card, because you can write with like a gel pen or something on a dark card base, but I just think it's nice to add that little bit of a lighter colored cardstock on the inside. So I did that with the cream, and then with that same size die that I put the cream in, I cut out the green. So those two are the same, and then the sunflower was the size smaller in the A2 antique frames dies. And then I mounted the sunflower up on some foam tape and mounted it to the green layer, mounted the whole thing to the brown card base, and then I adhered the hello across the very bottom of the card, and I am done. It really was a quick and easy card, and I love it. I hope you like it too. Definitely drop me a comment downstairs in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video or found it entertaining or educational, or if you got anything out of it, hit that like button. Also subscribe. We'd love to have you back. And use those links downstairs to shop if you are interested in anything that I used. And until next time, y'all, this is Nancy, the Handy Scandy. Mwah! I'm out.